Gary Payton and the Seattle Supersonics.
Jay Peter with the Seattle Mariners.
Jermaine Kearse.
Cliff Averill.
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you live from the studio. Have not done this in a long time. I apologize for that. It's been a couple months, I think, since I've done one of these live chats. But I am still around. Football season is upon us. And I see you guys haven't entirely left either. I see some of you checking in right now. And I thank you for that. This very spontaneous, spur-of-the-moment Ask Norb here on a Saturday. OG Llama, Bryson Posa, DJ Jordan, Tay Francis, Tori, what's up? I'm just, excited to be here. It's been a long time. We've got the Chargers game coming up tonight, which I'll be live streaming at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Beast Mode, Cody Marmon, Sportcast, who's a Packers fan, Lucas WB, Country Road, Roman Figura, Juanita, what's up? Most Wanted 28. Is this a fake stream? No, this is for real, baby. And the list goes on. But hey, I just wanted to, jump in a little bit here, talk a little Seahawks, talk a little football, talk a little bit whatever's on your mind, because it has been such a long time, and I finally got a little break from the schedule to be able to do so. I have to admit, it's been a while. So I had a new computer that I had to get reset, so all my live stream setups were all messed up. So finally got it going on again. But it is good to see all of you guys on here, like Alex DePlaya, Cano Z, DJ Jordan from New York, Angel Munoz, what's up? Finally here is right. Gilles De Vries, doing good. Greg Mahoney from Minnesota. Cam Ludke, what's up? Tori Salve, want to do a music video. Have good news. I want to hear what the good news is. I heard you had an idea for a music video as well, so you have to tell me what that's all about. But I just want to talk a little bit, answer your questions. I got the call in. Doing that again, yes, for the first time in a long time. The number is right there on the screen, 515-739-1219. Enter the code 696153, and you'll be put in the queue. Let's see, how many people have we got here listening right now? Let's see, got one call coming in. Oh, Anita, just like that, jumped on the stream. I'll be taking the calls in just a minute, but I did want to talk a little bit about the Seahawks so far, kind of the vibe of the team, see what you guys think so far. One game into the preseason, can't really tell much from that, but you get little signs of things to come. And maybe talk a little Earl Thomas. Obviously, not much has changed on the Earl Thomas front. Still a big mystery as to whether he's going to be a Seahawk this year, or I should say more like he's going to be a Seahawk because contractually he can't go anywhere, but see how long he holds out for. And don't know if you guys had read the article that he posted in the Players Tribune. I thought I might read a little bit about that just to see what you think about what he had to say about the reason why he's holding out. So anyway, all's good. Country Road, staying in Long Beach for the game, getting my face painted. Woo! All right. Doing more than I'll be doing today. Sidewinder 94, what's up from California? Brandon Fraser, hey man, long time no see. How are you doing? Wants to know what I think about the Hawks. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. First half looked good. Second, not so much, says Cano Z. Most Wanted 28 coaches are getting pissed at Ifedi. Well, let's see. I guess let's just kind of jump into it. See, calls are coming up here. I'll get into that in a second. I was at the game, at the preseason game. It was great to see. Great weather out there. My new seats. No longer in the 331, over at the 334. A little higher, but right there on the about 45-yard line, was just beautiful. And having watched this team, you kind of have to just look at the first part of the game as kind of the one that maybe you look at more carefully to see how we're doing, like the first team offense. And my overall feeling is that I thought the starting offense looked great. I thought the offensive line was gelling. They were pushing, moving guys around. I thought the running game was really effective. I particularly was impressed. My favorite player to watch on that first game was Chris Carson. Rashad Penny had pretty good lateral sideline to sideline speed, which was expected, coming from him. But I just thought Chris Carson, his return, kind of reminded all of us why he was doing so well last year. Was our leading rusher for such a long time. He was fun to watch. Just explosive. Seems to just have a nose for finding the hole. Russell Wilson looked like he was really in charge, just really in control. Just felt like he had just a command of the game. Threw really efficiently, threw the touchdown pass. And so I thought for the first drive, first offense, they looked great. So I kind of expect that the offense is going to be the group that leads this team this year. The defense, kind of what I expected as well. It felt like there's a lot of missed tackles. Saw a lot of bad angles by even some of our veteran linebackers. KJ Wright taking a bad angle on some of the running backs out of the backfield on some pass plays. Some good efforts by Shaquem Griffin, who had a lot of tackles. Gave up a few passes as well, but I liked his energy. I liked his sideline-to-sideline speed as well. Trey Flowers I thought was pretty impressive. Delano Hill made some good plays. I'm concerned about the pass rush. We did get a few sacks later on, but I don't really count those because that's kind of second, third string material there. But in terms of the first string, it was kind of a bend but don't break defense. But I have a feeling it's going to be like that. Offense kind of doing their job and the defense kind of hanging in there. So they're a young team. A lot of new players on that defensive side of the ball. So I think it's going to be kind of like that. A little bit of a growing pain type of season for the defense. But we'll see how it goes. And kind of interested to kind of get your thoughts on there. But, man, phone lines are blowing up. You guys have lots of comments in here on the chat. I want to try to pay attention to the chat as well. Champ Nino wants to know. Champ Nino's always got good questions. If you became owner of the Seahawks, would you add anything new to the stadium, like statues, a museum of the Seahawks franchise? That's a good question. What would I do? That would be actually a good idea. I feel like there isn't enough. I've been to other stadiums where they have like a legacy sort of just got cool memorabilia section for the team, and I don't really feel like I've seen like a Seahawks Ring of Honor museum. I think they should have a room that has that kind of thing. I think it'd be cool. The Seahawks Stadium, I thought, looking at CenturyLink Field, they did add some screens. They actually kind of added screens where they didn't have screens before. Same, boards where they used to just have stats and stuff. They actually made those into screens. So more screens to see, but they're kind of messed up because they're vertical screens. So it's like the image is cut off on the sides, and then the ones below are really horizontal. So the tops and the heads of the feet are cut off. Never liked that about the stadium. The screens are kind of something left to be desired, but it's kind of is what it is. But they're making efforts. I appreciate that. Tori's going to be competing in a dance competition. That's cool. Seahawks for Life, Go Hawks, make another music video, please. I've got several planned out. I just got to get them done. I got, of course, the season prediction video for 2018, which I'm starting to work on right now in the early stages. Got to get that out by the beginning of the year. And then an overdue off-season video, and then another one that I'm getting ready for the Rams. So for the Rams game, and a Rivals Broncos video I'm shooting next week. So it's going to be busy. It's been a little bit of an off-season for myself, so I'm trying to play catch-up. But I'm very excited. I can't wait. Let's see. Shaquem Griffin is a beast, says Lucas WB. Norb, what games are you going to this year? Besides all the home games, I'm definitely going to London to see the Seahawks and Raiders play. Not in Tottenham, but instead they got moved to Wembley Stadium. You might have heard. It's kind of bummed. I really wanted to see. I've been to Wembley, been there, done that 2 years ago, but I wanted to see what that new stadium was all about. And it's fortunately not going to happen, so I'll have to be another time. Dory, what's up? Dory Fazio from one of the schools. Got to visit. Always a big fan of hers and the kids over there. All right, I'm going to take it to Seahawks for Life. I miss Cam Chancellor. So do I. All right, I'm going to take the phone calls before the lines get too out of control. Let's chat a bit. Let's see, where are we here? All right, well, let's do this thing. Sam Dog in the house. Let me see if this is working. It's been a little rusty in the controls. Let's see how this goes. Sam Dog, what's going on, bro?
Not a whole lot. Just waiting for this next eye test coming up at 7 p.m.
Yes, sir. I know. It's it's not so much about the game or the opponent, but more of just seeing how we do as a team. What's your thoughts? You were there in the stadium in that first preseason game. Got to hook up with you to do a little video beforehand. But what did you think of our team coming out of that first game?
Yeah, well, I was satisfied with Shaquem Griffin having 9 tackles. I was satisfied with Chris Carson's running. I was satisfied with the first series that our first-string offense put up, though. I mean, seeing Russell hook up with Vanette for the touchdown. But what's concerning is what our first-string defense was doing when we gave up those 2 long drives with Andrew Luck on the other side. So a little bit concerning on the starting defense, not getting enough pressure on the opposing quarterback. So a lot of work needs to be done. No offense to anybody, but we just got a lot of work. But was satisfied with the plays of Jacob Martin and Rasheem Green. And Rasheem Green did get 1 sack on Luck, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Same feeling. It just feels like this defense is just kind of starting over. So many new faces, a couple of veterans, but really Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, I guess Byron Maxwell and Frank Clark. Frank Clark. Those are kind of the names that we've kind of carried from the last few years. Everybody else is pretty much kind of new names that you'd be hard pressed to ask anybody now. Name 5 Seahawks starting defensive players, and I bet you couldn't get too many people to figure out 5 of them. So it's
exactly.
It's not new faces, but that's kind of the exciting part, is just seeing what new things they can do. But I'll be optimistic. I'm excited to see what they do tonight, and I hope the offense can keep it rolling. I want to see Russell. I want to see Russell throw that ball around to a few more new receivers. I felt like he was going to his familiar targets. Nick Vanette for the touchdown. He's been with the Seahawks for a couple of years now, but I'd like to see him hook up with Brandon Marshall. I want to see him in the red zone get some action. I want to see
Marshall.
David Moore gets some action. He took a nasty blow last week, but I think he's okay.
David Moore had a nice catch though, but then Austin Davis got cocky and threw that interception. He got a little cocky and threw an easy interception. So I do not like that at all. Well, no easy interceptions. But real fans embrace the change. Embrace the change. If it ends up being what it is, just take it, because we gotta deal with it. I mean, obviously, Norb, you and me from our long years of loyalty to the Seahawks have dealt with it. So I mean, I remember sitting through 2008 and 2009 when we went 4-12 and 5-11. I mean, obviously, you lived through 1992 with the 2-14 season. So if whatever happens, we just gotta embrace it, still remain loyal to the Seahawks, and hey, if whatever happens, I'm all in. I mean, still supporting this team 100%, obviously, though. I mean, hoping for the best this season. Hope I'm wrong, though. But if it turns out to be rebuilding, then, hey, we rebuild our draft stock and we rebuild some cap space, to do what we have to do to build back to becoming a championship caliber team again. I mean, Pete did it once before. He did it in 4 years when he first came in. And, hey, get ready for it. It's just all part of the ride, and that's what's awesome about the ride.
Yep. I got a question for you. So I'm not going to say my prediction yet because I got to do that in my official prediction music video. I'm just curious. You're talking from both sides of the mouth a little bit, saying, "Hey, 100% behind this team. It could be a rebuilding year." I'm just curious. What do you think this team's going to do this season? If you were to take a wild guess at our record this season,
I'm gonna probably say 6-10, to be honest. Now all the other content people, do not freaking get on my back about this. Because, hey, me and my dad, from the way we looked at things, too, I remember I got a very knowledgeable father that can give me his thoughts, and he's usually been just about accurate. If we do good, even if we get above 500 or hit 500, then that's great, It's great, I mean, still, obviously, 100% supportive to this team, and whatever happens, if we do good, it'll be awesome, I mean, I hope. But I hope I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, of course.
On my thing. I hope I'm wrong. A lot of times I hope I'm wrong, but there are those times where I know when I'm right.
Well, I think there's a lot of people. You're not alone in your sentiment. There's been a lot of people doubting on the Seahawks. I got a buddy who I might watch the game with tonight and do my live stream with, and he's been down on the Seahawks big time this whole offseason. He's thinking 3-13, 4-12, and we have a little bit different opinion of our confidence in the Seahawks. I have a little bit more, and I think we're going to surprise people. I keep saying that, but a lot of reason for people to believe. I was watching NFL Network, and they did a record prediction. I was surprised. They had one of the guys on there said 10-6 with a postseason appearance. I was like, I'd buy that. I'd buy that. The first positive thing I've seen all year, really. But that's how it is until we prove everybody wrong.
Tell Brandon Rogers to deal with what I'm thinking. Because sometimes you got to see things straight. Brandon Rogers, I see your comment right there. So just deal with it. All right. Sometimes we all have to go with our assumptions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of seeing people always assume Super Bowl. Don't assume Super Bowl. In my channel, like I've been saying too, we take our things one game at a time. And by the way, if y'all ain't to see my channel, Sam Dog the Infamous 253, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you get a chance though too. Trying to throw my channel out there too.
There you go.
You know something? I'm trying to also think. I'm also watching part of these preseason games too. You know how it goes. But all right. Get back to the topic we were on. Right again. Right. You said we were the analysts were kind of saying 6-10. I mean 10-6.
So, yeah, one of them said 10-6. I was surprised. That's the first positive thing I've seen. But I'm curious.
Yeah.
If you guys in the comments, you could throw out what you guys think. I see a 7-9. I see an 8-8. A lot of 8 and 8s out there. 9-7. Brandon. Cano Z 10-6. Brandon 6-10. It's all over the map really. But I think there's obviously going to be some deciding factors that are going to affect which side of 8-8 we land on, and I think it's really more than ever it's going to be on Russell Wilson, the offense, to get it done, because they're going to have to lead this team to the promised land. I believe no more riding the defense wins championships. I believe this year the Seahawks offense is going to have to win championships. The defense is going to have to just kind of have to stay up and hang in there with them, but I believe the offense will lead the way, and that comes down to Russell Wilson.
Tell those people commenting, I hope I'm wrong, but there are times where I just know when I'm right.
Okay, well, you said it yourself. You said it yourself, straight from the horse's mouth. Sam Dog doesn't hope he's right, but he just has a gut feeling. I guess we'll call it that way.
No, so. I said hope I'm wrong, but I know when I'm right.
Yeah, right. Isn't that what I said? That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, that's what you meant to say. From sometimes we juggled words, but you know something though. I've been chatting up with Gangrene David a lot lately, and I finally got acquainted with David in Atlanta during a stream of one of those games between, I think, the Jets-Falcons game, if you've seen David's streams. But I'm glad to have you back doing the live call-ins again, because I've been the one that I feel like has been dropping most of the videos lately, You have been, man. In my absence, you've been keeping it on, so proud of you, man. I got to hold someone's got to hold the fort down, right?
That's right. But it's time, baby. Seahawks football season right around the corner, and I'm way overdue for a ton of videos. So it's time to get things rolling. So,
did you see my video?
I did. About the injury to Rashad Penny. Yeah, you did all right, man.
I'm talking about the one from the game where you came in my video.
Oh, and I did see that one. I was there live, so I remember how it went. That was fun. That was a fun day. One of those rare warm day games that you'll have at CenturyLink Field. It'll just get colder as the season goes along. But hey, man, we'll do this again. I'm going to jump on some other callers who are waiting in line. But remember to check out Sam Dog, the Infamous 253. Check out his YouTube channel.
Keep the faith.
All right, man. We will prove Sam Dog wrong.
And don't forget to bang the subscribe button. And if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. But please, 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 I hope for God that I am wrong. But just keep in mind, sometimes get to be realistically. I do sometimes know when I'm right.
All right.
And that's just being realistic. Just keep that in mind. And go Hawks for life.
All right, go Hawks. Thanks Sam Dog, for the call. Talk to you soon. All right, let's take this I want to talk to Anita. I haven't talked to Anita in a long time. Nita, what's going on all the way from Spokane, Washington? What's up?
Norb, how you doing?
There
oh, my gosh, it's so good to hear you again.
Oh, thank you. It's
Welcome back. I'm surprised you're not at
FanFest?
I'm surprised you're not in Ocean Shores for FanFest. Yeah.
I know. There's always been something that's kept me out from being able to make it out there this time of year. But hopefully I can get out there next year. But yeah, I've just got things that have kept me on this side of the of Ocean Shores. So unfortunately, not able to join my brethren out there at FanFest. But doing my thing from here. So.
Well, I'm glad you're back, and I'm gonna have to get with you. I need to send my shirt that you autographed to you because the autograph's starting to fade.
Uh-oh.
Can't have a faded NorbCam autograph.
All right, we'll be happy to refresh that for you.
And I wash it inside out every time. So I don't understand why it's fading.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I thought I used a good quality Sharpie.
I mean, this is a great weekend for me. I mean, getting ready to go to a belated birthday dinner at Golden Corral with my son.
Nice.
In about an hour.
All right. Well, a belated happy birthday, Nita. I know I didn't catch you on your actual birthday, but I tried to send a little post-birthday.
You can do a little jingle right now if you want to.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nita. Happy birthday to you.
I love
there you go.
Rock. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, and then Hawks game tonight. Go Hawks.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Going to be live streaming. Going to be live streaming at 7:00. So join me and as we talk through this game and watch it together. So it'll be fun. So real quick, what's your thoughts on the Seahawks so far?
Tomorrow. Well, I got to tell you about tomorrow though.
Oh, okay. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, meet and greet. Front row. Meet and greet backstage.
For who?
Front row. Richard Marx at the Bing Crosby Theater in Spokane.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting with my big hair.
Waiting for you.
I used to love that guy, man. He had some of the, just beautiful love ballads from the 80s and stuff.
I met him backstage years ago when he was here.
Yeah.
And I met him. That's when he had long hair and wore the gold bee earring. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was real shy, real humble. Yeah, he's awesome.
That's cool.
So this is like a great... See, you just made my day. I'm going to dinner with my son. Here comes NorbCam live. I got the notification. The Hawks are playing tonight. The concert's like 29 hours away.
Yeah, that's right.
not that anybody's counting,
Counting. I'm counting every single day to it. Mostly because I got to get my season prediction video done before the season starts. So I'm like 3 weeks, to go, and pressure's mounting. So Danny Travis wanted to know when the predictions video is coming out. Got to get it out the week of before the first game of the season, and I got to do a Rivals video for that game. I got a lot to do, and the summer has gone by too fast. So, well, that sounds like an exciting weekend. That sounds like an exciting weekend. I'm happy for you. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm beside myself because I just got the email for a VIP package.
That's sweet.
On, I believe it was Thursday.
Nice.
I couldn't type my card number in fast enough. Yeah, they're expensive though. They're not cheap. When I met him backstage last time, it was free.
Oh. Now he's making the big bucks.
$100 to get backstage.
Oh, I hope it's worth it. I hope you get some good close-up quality selfie time with Mr. Richard Marx. Make it that $100.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all about the Benjamin, baby. That's cool.
I don't know that he gets all that money. I'm sure it goes to.
Oh yeah, I got to pay for
like Tickets West or this guy and that guy, and maybe he'll get it 20, but I don't know.
All right, Nita. So we got a lot of people who want to talk Seahawks. So let me ask you real quick before I get to the other people. What's your quick highlights? Shaquem.
My new favorite. Since Beast Mode has been gone, it's really hard for me to concentrate on anybody else.
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh and Shaquem.
Well, of course, Dougie hasn't been on the field, nursing a little soreness in his leg there, but he'll be back, I think, in time for the regular season. But yes, the Shaquem Griffin, the linebacker, did very well in his first game. I think made a few. A lot of those tackles that he got a game high with 9 tackles, and some of those tackles were on receivers who caught the ball in front of him. So I wouldn't say it was a perfect play. It wasn't perfect by any means, but he showed his aggressiveness and why he's so quick, so fun to watch him flying around. So I think he'll continue to make his mark on special teams, and hopefully works his way into the starting rotation and gets a few reps in there. I'd like to see him coming off the edge on a blitz, take down a quarterback. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Right. Yeah, I saw somebody made a Facebook comment like the day after he played or something. Somebody called him like a one-handed bandit, and I thought, keep your snide comments to yourself. You see how far this guy has come.
He does have one hand, but he's done a hell of a job with one hand. So no, he's been amazing. It's a feel-good story, but he's actually got some play to back it up. So it's pretty awesome. But hey, Nita, I gotta keep going because I got some callers who are getting really impatient on the other side. So I'm gonna keep this moving along. But hey, have a great time this weekend. Enjoy your concert. Enjoy your birthday.
I just want.
Sure.
I will. I'll have a blast tomorrow. I'm just beside myself.
Awesome. Have a great time.
Sorry if I'm not thinking straight or talking straight, but go Hawks, and I love you, Norb.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you later. Thanks for calling.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. All right. Let's see. Let's take this to Brandon over in Minneapolis. He's been waiting a long time. Brandon, what's going on, bro?
Norb, man, you haven't been on in forever.
Been forever, dude. But I'm here now, so let's live in the present. Let's get this going on. What do you think, man? Let's jump right into it. What's your feelings on this team? What's on your mind?
Well, Norb, first I wanted to tell you I'm coming up to Seattle for 3 games this year: the Cowboys, the Packers,
home opener,
and the Vikings.
Ooh, you picked 3 good ones. 3 good ones. All right, that's cool. Definitely message me. Let's figure out where you're going to be at, and let's meet up at the stadium.
All right.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think so far? What do you think of this team?
Well, I mean, I thought it looked good, to be honest. I mean, the defense I thought did fine. They held up early, but they just kind of slid in the second half a little. But I mean, they played good, and the offense played good. I mean, Austin Davis, when he threw that interception, it kind of changed the game. But I mean, other than that, I thought everybody did fine. Shaquem Griffin did good and stuff. But
I do want to say, though, for the record, I know Austin Davis gets the fault for the interception, but I actually blame, and Pat and I both agree. Patrick, the guy sitting next to, have tickets together. I blame the receiver for that one because we watched that play develop, and it looked like he allowed himself to get bumped off that route, and so he was throwing to the spot. And the spot that he thought he would be at, and he did not fight to get into position. So I don't blame Austin Davis. I blame the receiver for that particular interception. But that's just neither here nor there. But that's my opinion. So but I agree with you. Otherwise, I thought the defense kind of they bent but didn't break. I still have a lot more concerns defensively than the offensive side of the ball at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I mean, the kicking game looked strong with Jason Myers and Stephen Janikowski. They all made the field goals, so that's a good sign. Yeah,
actually, the kicking game all around. That's actually a good topic that you brought up. The punting and kicking game was very intriguing. I thought both kickers did pretty well. I think I'd give my nod to Janikowski at this point. He was money on those extra points, powerful and right down the middle, something we've seemed to have kickers have had a psychological issue with lately. So it's cool to see him just nailing those suckers. And then on the punting game, John Ryan was solid as usual, but then, the new guy, he boomed a pretty spiral. He kicked a spiral better than I could ever dream of doing in my life, and it was like 60-something yards. So that dude, I was actually... In the second half, it was one of those times when I'm actually hoping for 4th down and long so I can watch this guy punt the ball, and he didn't disappoint. That was awesome. He had like a 50-something yard average, and one of those was including a 30-something yard short punt to get it within the 10-yard line. So kicking game, to me, is one of the strongest we've ever had. 2 good kickers, 2 good punters. They're going to have to make some tough decisions, but I thought that was pretty entertaining. I'm going to continue enjoying watching that. It's weird watching Janikowski in a number 11 because it's basically Janikowski, this big, rotund guy wearing Percy Harvin's old number. So I'm like watching a white Percy Harvin kicking the football. It's just kind of weird watching that image, but it was entertaining. I see there's a guy with a very creative handle, fu.ck NorbCam. I appreciate the fact that you actually went out of your way to create that before calling in. I'll take that as a backhanded compliment for putting my name in your handle. That's very cool, even though the sentiment is not that appreciated. Anyway, what else you got?
Yeah, well, Norb, I was going to bring up the backup punter. You know, he didn't start punting until his senior year of high school, I think.
I know.
So he's pretty new into the game, I think he will start over John Ryan. I think John Ryan might just be there to, like, mentor him and stuff and help him out during the season as it goes.
You think they'll keep? You think they'll keep them both? Typically, Seattle doesn't keep 2 kickers and 2 punters, though, or at least their typical roster move.
Yeah, I get that and all, but I mean, if he needs, because he's been mentoring him during the training camp, so I mean. And it's his rookie year, so I mean, if they keep both of them, John Ryan can mentor him, and maybe he can get some punts in the regular season too. I mean, don't get me wrong, John Ryan's he's a solid punter, but I mean, he's getting a little older than most punters.
Well, and I think age for a punter, age isn't a big deal as long as you can still kick the ball. Some of these kickers, man, went into their senior citizens kicking the ball. Morton Anderson, he was the old man out there, the big old gut, and he's still kicking field goals till the very end. But John Ryan's a good athlete. The only difference between the two is he's going to make a hell of a lot more money if he stays with the team than the new guy. So he's more expensive. That's the only reason. If all things being equal, I could see the Seahawks letting him go just because they'll save some bucks against the cap. So
yeah.
But yeah, that'll be fun to watch. It's not very often you actually get excited about the kicking game, but considering how bad our kicking game was last year, punting not so much, but kicking game was so crappy last year, you actually get excited about a good kicker coming in and possibly kicking a few kicks that'll win you the games that you need to get into into the playoffs, unlike last year, which we should have been in the playoffs if not for you know who.
And then David's Falcons would have been out of the playoffs.
That's right. Yep, that's correct. David and Atlanta's
hey,
Falcons
one
would
more
have been
thing.
Yep.
I wanted to get your top 3 teams in the NFC.
Ooh. Put me on a spot right here. 3 top teams. Well, I got to put the Rams in there because, they've made all the big headlining moves. So the Rams you got to put up there. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles didn't lose too much in the process. So Philadelphia Eagles trying to, go back for repeat. Then it gets real kind of mushed together in there because, I think of the Saints. I think of the Vikings. Those teams in there. The Packers could be really good with a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Falcons are going to be in the mix, most likely. Who am I missing?
The Cowboys.
Cowboys. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to, just because I don't really care to say much about the Cowboys. But yeah, they could be. They could be if they have if Dak Prescott plays a little bit more like his rookie season, and they get some. Help from the other facets, but I'd say those probably. Did I say the Vikings? The Vikings could be good too.
I mean, everybody's saying the 49ers are gonna, but they don't really have. They have a quarterback, and they got Richard Sherman.
I don't believe it.
But,
I don't think they're gonna live up to the hype. I think they're too many people drinking the gold and red Kool-Aid out there, and they gotta prove it to me first. They gotta prove it to me.
I mean,
first.
we're still gonna get second in the division probably. I mean, maybe the Cardinals will take third probably if David Johnson come back probably. I mean, I could see the Niners either in third or last, but I don't see them taking the second, honestly. But
yeah,
we'll find out soon.
We'll find out. Well, thanks, Ben. It's good connecting with you, and we will definitely. I'll look for you. Come to that Cowboys game. That's gonna be a big one.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a big game. So it'll be fun to meet up when you come out to CenturyLink Field on whenever that date is, 2-3 weeks into the into the regular season. All right, man. It's good talking to you.
All right.
Do this again soon.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
Go Hawks. All right. Let me talk to Cody. He's been on there for a long time. Cody from Bonnie Lake. What's up, Cody?
How you doing, Norb? Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So, for week 1 of the preseason, I was really excited to see how Shaquem Griffin played. How he had those 9 tackles. But I thought offensively, especially with our first team, I thought we were really fluid. I thought Russell was just able to, didn't do too much. I thought our offensive line our first team offensive line played really well. And I know we've talked about this in the past before, but getting DJ Fluker, a guy that's from New York, a guy that's just physical, and I know the offensive line coaches talk about it, but like he's such a huge difference maker because he's so physical and aggressive and really makes a difference on that O-line. But I really liked how Chris Carson played too. I know he only had 4 carries, but I think he averaged like 6 yards a carry or something like that.
Oh, I loved all those things you just mentioned. I thought the line looked solid. Chris Carson was definitely my favorite back of the game as far as just making the most of every opportunity that he had. And I think that's the offensive line was kind of the position group that everybody kept talking about, how it's the worst in the NFL. This is the problem. This is the problem. And now they've kind of become, I think, one of the most solid groups on the Seahawks, and probably the one that we will be talking about the least. And now it's the shift towards the defense. Again, is what I feel is going to be discussed the most. The defensive line, possibly the secondary. That's kind of where I think the concern is. I just feel like finally we may have landed on an offensive line that we can kind of just sort of go, okay, this is a good core group of guys. Let's just get it, run behind them, get it done. So they looked that way, at least in that first drive of that first season, that regular season game. We'll see if they can do it again in that first quarter of the Chargers tonight. So yeah, I agree with you. Those were all good to see, and I'm excited to see. It was kind of like when CJ Prosise didn't make it on the field last week. It was like figures,
Yeah,
dude. Just cannot get on the field, but I think he'll be playing tonight. So, I'm excited to see that guy just do something because it's been too long, and he's so good when he's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I liked how we gave Dwayne Brown the 3-year contract too. That's definitely a stability thing. Get the right tackle, and it's something that, or a left tackle, but it's something like we haven't had a guy like Dwayne Brown since Walter Jones, and Russell Wilson was. He had to have been stoked about that just because of the protection that he has now for multiple years. And then receivers-wise, I know Brandon Marshall didn't get much targets, but I'm hoping that he can get a connection with Russell tonight and against the Chargers. That'd be nice to see.
Yes.
For the first team.
Yes, I'd like to see that myself too. I see RO likes to troll my channel here and is saying the only reason our O-line is stable is because they keep going against your talentless defensive line. In that regular season game against the Colts, we were going against their defensive line. I'm not saying they have the best defensive line in the planet or anything like that. But, hey, when our line play and our running back play has been as bad as it's been, I've always said we don't need to have a 180-degree turnaround for this offense so they get on track. We just need a little improvement just to be above average, and Russell can take care of the rest. So we just need a little bit of protection, a little bit of running game, and I think this offense will look very different from last year.
Yeah.
And
I put it in the comments too. I said, like, I think this is the year, the offense will definitely carry this team, but like you said, Russell, whenever you have Russell Wilson on your team, doesn't matter who you're playing, where you're playing at, you always have a chance because of what he can do. And I think he's probably the 3rd best quarterback in this league behind Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. He's that big of a player, and he's the franchise quarterback that you surround your players around.
Yep.
And he's a great leader.
Yep. Yeah, I think we've gotten to the point of kind of taking Russell Wilson for granted and what he does. But without him, I mean, this team would be in a whole different ball of mess right now. But I think anything is possible. We've got to keep him healthy, and that's what the line's all about. But we watched him in that game. He took off and ran when he needed to run, and that's that dimension that he adds to this offense that you just cannot contain him. You can do everything else correctly, but you give him a little wiggle room, and he'll
do the rest for you.
Take advantage of that. So it feels good to know he's back there calling signals, because even if everything else is on the downside a little bit, he's going to take care of business on his side. So Now I'm excited to see this. Yep.
Oh, yeah, too. And then I had a couple more questions. So the debut of Rasheem Green, I thought he played really well. I think it was half a sack. even though it might have been later in the game. But I just thought he's one of those guys where he kind of like Michael Bennett. He can play inside and he can play outside. He can create mismatches, and he's young, he's hungry, and Pete obviously knows him well. He went to USC, but I just thought that's a really underrated draft pick that we have, and he can, I think he'll start right away. He's the guy that will replace Michael Bennett and can really make a name for himself early on. Yeah,
I hope he does. That defensive line, we need a lot of guys to step up in there. We lost a lot last year, not just in names, but just, when you lose to Cliff Averill and Michael Bennett, despite, besides losing players of that caliber, you're losing 2 defensive ends, period. Just, they're gone. So now you got 2 guys who got to step up. Frank Clark obviously kind of becomes the first man in that
and he's in a
rotation.
Contract year too.
And he's in a contract year. So, so he's playing for one, and we got new guys who are trying to fight for spots. So, I'll be watching him very closely to see if he can continue to bring it moving into this. So
I like Mingo too. I think he brings a lot to this team, and he's a edge rusher, and I think he got drafted. I know he got drafted by the Browns when he came into the league as a high draft pick, but he's definitely a guy that can really have a change of speed and get to the quarterback when he can. Yeah. Yep. No, I just there's a lot to be excited about here. And I see in the chat that David in Atlanta has jumped in here. What's going on, David? I know you've been busy on YouTube over the off season, getting feisty with your viewers out there. Well, in the meantime, I've been slowly in hibernation coming out of it. But I see that fu.ck NorbCam has added a few more tags to his name and is getting salty as crazy and basically trolling everybody. Tempted to just kick this sucker out if he doesn't chill. But anyway, hey man, that's thanks for all the insights. Good stuff, and Yeah, no doubt. Thank you.
Let's check out see how they do after this game, and we'll talk about it next week. So
we'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Go Hawks. All right, let's see. Keeping it along here. Let's go over to the 509. Not sure who this is. Oops, didn't want to do that. Hey, what's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this?
Hello, this is Clayton. How's it going, bud?
Clayton, I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Good. I haven't heard from you in a while. How you been?
I've been busy. It's just been one of those years where, kids and different things have just kept me extremely on my toes, and I haven't been able to put in the time on doing videos and stuff, but I figured now is the time to get back into it. So I'm doing it with a fury. So I'm excited to get back in. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to connect with all you guys. So, but what about you? What do you think? What do you got? What's on your mind?
Well, the last week's preseason game won't really tell you a whole lot because of the defense isn't really all that great, the starting defense for the Indianapolis Colts. But this game tonight will tell us more on how our offensive line will look because we're going up against a pretty dang good pass rush. So, Joey Bosa, and then you got Melvin Ingram. So, we got 2 guys that are monsters back there, so we'll see. But I have a feeling that they'll pass the test. And they looked really good against, like I said, a lower defensive team. But this is the NFL. Everybody can play. It's not like, it's not like they're putting high schoolers out there, against our offensive line. So it's, they did their job. So, even though it was one series, but I think Russ will play probably the first half, I assume, for this game, because they want to probably see what against a better defense, see how this offense really works. So I don't know. I really feel like the offense is going to have to carry the defense, but there is one upside about our defense. We have, in my opinion, an all-pro defensive end in the making. I really feel like Rasheem Green can get to that pedestal. That guy just looked impressive. His handwork is amazing. I've never seen handwork like that. It's a little raw still, but you could tell. But when he's ready to go, and we get him all prepared, and when he's up to his full potential, he's going to be very good. his motor's ridiculous. That's what I like about it. He just never stops. And I like how they were moving him all around the defensive line. That was really what the sole purpose of drafting him his versatility. He's just so quick, too. And it's not that he's like fast, but he's just, what do you call that? Twitchy. Yes. The twitch is, the twitch is what matters. And it's just amazing that nobody's seen this guy in the draft and drafted him before we did. It's just, we have an uncanny ability, especially Pete Carroll, to find guys in the later rounds that can contribute to the style and the system that we play in. Not a lot of coaches can do that except Bill Belichick, but then again, he's had some pretty horrible defenses the last 5 years. So, except for the Super Bowl, when we played them in the Super Bowl, they had a fairly good defense. It was a top 10. I know that. That's only because they had two really good corners, Brandon Brown and I think it was who was that other guy? I'm drawing a blank here.
Yeah. You're talking not Malcolm. You're talking about before Malcolm Butler.
It was Darrelle Revis. That's what it was, and that was when Revis was actually good.
Yeah, he's kind of fallen off since.
But yeah, exactly. But but that's how our coaching style is. Like I said, that's the point of what I'm trying to get at here is Pete Carroll, in my opinion, should be, if not in the same level, but just a notch below, of Bill Belichick, because of his developmental abilities for these guys and how he can make a crappy secondary look amazing. Like, I know we didn't look too good yet, but it's just, we're just getting started on this so-called rebuild. So we'll see what happens, Yeah. So, but go ahead. What kind of questions you got for me?
I'm just curious. What'd you think of our running backs?
Oh, Chris Carson, man, totally. That guy, he's going to be a top 5 running back this year. I really feel like he's going to have over 1,200 yards. Since we got Fluker, you notice in that game, that line was being pushed, the defensive line of the Colts, they were being pushed back at least 10 feet. It had to have been. It seems like Fluker was the answer when it comes to the run game. And he did really well in pass protection. Considering, like I said, the defense they were going against, but still, he's a monster of a man. I've never seen a guy that big play that position. You know what I mean? It's just, God, 6'5", 355 pounds.
He was a great addition, and I just love also the philosophy. A lot of I formation, a lot of power runs, running behind those big guys. It was cool to see a 3rd and 1 and just run up the middle and just go get it. Chris Carson went and got it. Got 3 or something yards.
The thing is, exactly. It was because of our lack of run game, or run blocking, I should say. It was never the running backs. I always thought it was the front line all along, and it was the coach. Because if you notice, we only got really one new body that really changed that line.
Yeah.
Plus the coach. I think Solari is a lot better.
And I think maybe, I don't really, without having been there in the meeting rooms and on the practice field day in, day out, but it just seemed like maybe the scheme that, what's his name, our previous line coach?
Cable.
That scheme that he had, maybe it just wasn't a fit for these guys. And sometimes you have players who execute, some are better at run blocking, some are better at pass blocking, and maybe the zone blocking scheme just wasn't working for them. Because I just remember so many times I watched this line hit that first level, move to the second level, and then to take care of the first level. The first guy comes in and just buries our running back, and it was like he didn't even get him out of the way. And it's like that wasn't like they didn't try to hit the guy. They just sort of moved on without taking care of the first part. So it was almost like the scheme just wasn't working. So, this maybe is just more simplified. And
if you notice, Tom Cable's scheme was a lot of cut blocks. You can't do that.
You can't do that anymore. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing. He was pretty much one-dimensional that was working at the time because you were able to do it.
That's a really good point. Yeah, because you cut the first level down, and you can go take on the second level, but you can't cut them down anymore.
They were so effective all those years.
Yeah, so, that's a very good point. The rules kind of worked against him in that way. So
yes, exactly, and it's like these, like I said, these same 4 starters that we had look so much better in this system.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like it's obviously a new system, you can tell, but it's just the fact that we have already the guys in play that can do that. You know what I mean? That's rare.
Well, and then you just have the consistency carrying over relatively the same guys from last season to this one. I mean, I don't know how many times we started a new season and I had a whole combination of different guys almost across the board in different positions. So here we got Dwayne Brown, Ethan Posick on the second year. We got Justin Britt, anchoring the middle. The new guy, Fluker, comes in, veteran guy, so he knows what he's doing. And then you got Fetty, who's just got to clean up his act a little bit and just kind of get things taken care of. So, which
brings me to my next point. Fetty, I actually think he did quite well, except for the fact that he's a penalty machine. But when he doesn't, get penalties or whatever, he is actually a very good pass blocker, if you really know. I mean, he really hasn't. He's been beat a few times, but everybody does. But it's like he's strong. You got to have a big, strong guy at the right tackle spot. So you don't have to be the most athletic on the right side because it's not the blind side. So you don't have to be super athletic, but it does help a little bit. But at the same time, technique on the right side is what's the most important. Technique and strength, and that's exactly what Fetty has. I really think he's going to start week 1, obviously, because of Jamarco Jones. I think Jamarco Jones looked fantastic, by the way, until the injury.
That was really sad that he went down. With that.
Because I had him penciled in as the week 1 starter on us.
Oh, really? Wow.
Fetty, yeah.
Okay.
So because he has the body type that you want for a right tackle, long arms. That's really important to have long arms, and that's what he has. He's extremely long. It's ridiculous. I can't believe he actually went in the 5th round. I thought he was easily a late 2nd, early 3rd. Because I watched him in college, and he had all the tools to make it to the next level. And a lot of people were bashing on him, thinking that he wasn't strong enough or whatever. But he looks pretty dang good, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, especially during training camp, he was one of the guys that stood out on the offensive line as far as like so-called backups.
Yeah. We don't know how serious his injury is, do we? Do we have a good sense as to how long he's going to be down for?
I heard it could be up to week 6, but that's the latest. Yeah. But if they put him on injured reserve now, he can't come back. His season will be over. But if they wait till week 1, then on the roster still, they could put him on the DL and bring him back in week 6.
Right.
So that's what I like about that rule that they got. I mean, it's ridiculous to put him on IR when it's not a serious injury, but it's an injury that'll keep him out at least almost half the season.
Right.
But I feel like it's going to be an open competition when he gets back between him and Fetty, depending on how Fetty does. If he can control whatever he has in his mind, I don't know what the hell is wrong with him in that case, but if he can control what's going on with penalties and stuff and his attitude, I think he could be a very good right tackle. I mean,
well, he better, because he's getting past the point. He's getting past the point of being able to forgive him for that he's still learning. I mean, he's got to get to a point now where he's got to be the man. So this is kind of the season that's make or break for him.
Year 3. Years 1 and 2 is a learning process.
Yeah.
After that, you should have at least somewhat of an idea of how it works. How the system works and how to block properly without you got your footwork, your hand work, everything. It's got to be precise, and that's why they give you those. They give you a window, and if you can't get it you're gonna get released. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, that's right.
But I hope he does, because he's strong as an ox, man. That someone he can push that. His run block is very good. He was the one only bright spot in our offensive line last year, because he was actually moving people when the others weren't. So, and I think it helps that he has TJ Fluker on his side. I think that's why they did that. Plus, Fluker always has played right guard since he's been in the league.
No, it's a good fit that way. But he just has to move. He's got to work his feet a little bit better on pass protection, so he doesn't get beat. So he doesn't have to hold guys. I mean, that's usually what happens: is you get beat, then you hold a guy. So he's just got to improve on that way. All right, hey man, your connection's got a little choppy over there, so I'm gonna let you go. But thanks for calling, man. It's good insight. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll talk again soon. Go Hawks.
All right, go Hawks, man.
All right, keeping it rolling here. Going to go over to Michigan with Ryan. Ryan, what's up? You're on with NorbCam. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, NorbCam? I was wondering, what's the deal with Earl Thomas?
The deal is nothing has changed. Earl just continues holdout. The Seahawks seem to have no intentions of changing their position, which, to make sure everyone's clear about that, Earl Thomas is under contract for this season, so he can't go anywhere. He can request to be traded, but he can't just leave. The only thing he can do is hold out and hope that by doing so, it would pressure the Seahawks into either deciding to trade him or extending him beyond this season.
Then I was hearing rumors about J.C. Sweezy might go back to the Seahawks.
Oh, J.R. Sweezy, he actually did come back to the Seahawks, and I believe he signed a 1-year deal. Not that means anything at this point of the game. They can still let him go, but I believe he is on the roster. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he did come back. Sweezy did.
And Norb, you missed my birthday. I'm 21 now.
Oh, dude, sorry, dude. Happy birthday, man. How was it?
Good. I got drunk. I got pretty drunk.
That's kind of what you're supposed to do when you turn 21, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then last week I went to a Drake and Migos concert in the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were out in you live out in the Detroit area, right?
I live in Michigan. Yeah, I do. How was your trip in Detroit?
It was good. I went there late June for the girls' national volleyball tournament out there. Our team didn't do very well. We didn't win a match, actually. We won a couple games, but we didn't win any matches. So it came out kind of empty-handed, but the experience was awesome. And the little bit of Detroit that I saw was great. It was a fun town, People there went to that part of town that people definitely like to party at. But not that we were there for that purpose. But, we met some nice people. Everybody was really friendly. And so I got no complaints. I had a great time out there. So, yeah, it was really beautiful.
What's
right
the deal with Eddie Lacy? Is he still on the roster? Is Eddie Lacy still on the roster for Seahawks?
Oh, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he's gone. I assumed that for the moment the season ended, he was out of here. So I do believe that he's someplace else. Somebody correct me if
Blake
I'm wrong.
Walsh, is he going too? Is Blake Walsh gone? Is he going too?
Blair Walsh he's out of here. Yes. He and the two of them kind of packed their bags together and couldn't get rid of them quick enough. So, yeah.
What's your top five? What's your top three teams for AFC?
Top three teams for AFC. Well, got to put the Patriots in there. Steelers look pretty good. And I think Jacksonville, man. Jacksonville, they could have gone on the way last year. It just fell a little short. I think Jacksonville is on the rise. They kind of remind me of the 2013, 2012 Seahawks last year. I think Jacksonville is going to make some things happen. Young, hungry, fast.
You got any more new? Yep. You got any more new merchandise out yet?
New merch, not yet at this point. Working on it, but. No new merchandise at the moment, but yeah, some stuff.
I left you a voicemail on your
coming.
cell phone asking you if you could get me an autograph, some Russell Wilson, as well as if you give me something Chris Carson signed, if it's possible.
Tough to get, man. Tough to get access to those guys, but I'll check that out and see what we can do. But man, it's getting FaceTime, especially with Russell these days, pretty difficult. But we'll see. I'll keep working
so
on
you
that.
can see what we can do.
See what I can do, man.
What would be the best day I can call you for that?
Call me during the weekdays between 10 and 2. It's my time. So I think that's 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
We have different time zone. Way over here it's 6:03 p.m.
That's right. You guys, yeah. You're 3 hours ahead. You're Eastern time zone over there. So yeah. Call me between 1 and 5. 1 and 5. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, man. Any other thoughts?
I'll do it. Yeah. Nothing I can think of right now, but go Hawks.
All right. Go Hawks. Thanks for the call, man.
Yep.
All righty. Let's see. Moving along the list down here. Let's see. We got Jonathan is this from Kansas? Jonathan, you're on with NorbCam. What's up?
What's up, Norb?
Not much, man. Just kind of getting back into things. It's been a long hiatus this summer for me, so excited to get back in now that the season is slowly coming upon us. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited. My question to you is, how much of this offense do you think this offense is going to improve this year? Do you think it's going to be about the same?
Yes, I think this offense is going to improve. I think it's already shown signs that it has improved, and I said all along that you just get Russell Wilson a average to above average running game, and we've sucked. I mean, we've been horrible at the running game. So you give him an average to above average running game, and I think this offense moves up several notches to where they are very productive and gives us a chance. And we'll need that because I think our defense is going to fall off a little bit. And the offense is going to have to carry him along for some of the ways. So, yeah. So it's very important that got to keep Russell healthy, and we got to get our running backs, doing their thing. Because if we get a running game, I'm telling you, it's going to be fun to watch. So Russell's that good.
And a good kicker, by the way.
And what's that?
I said a good kicker.
We got a good kicker?
Yep.
Yeah, we got two good kickers. We were talking about that earlier. We got 2 good kickers, 2 good punters and 2 good kickers. It feels good to feel like no matter what, we're in pretty good shape no matter what. So, yeah, I think we won't have the woes that we've had, especially last year. Last year was just cost us the playoffs. So maybe our kickers will win us a playoff game here, get us into the playoffs maybe by the skin of their teeth off their feet. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for King Griffin to get out there, and he's going to be amazing, I feel like.
I think, yeah, give him time to develop. I don't think he's really going to be one of those everyday starters. He's going to be mostly, I think, special teams, maybe coming in on certain situational, pass rush type things and coverage. But, yeah, I think he's great. He's just got great speed, good nose for the ball, and he's just got a way of getting in on the plays. I mean, he proved that in that first game. So let's just see him kind of keep doing that. And I think great things. And there's that other part of the chemistry with him and his brother on there. I just think that's a nice gel with this defense. Even if he's not necessarily an every down player, I think just that chemistry that it builds, the camaraderie, I think is something that will help get this defense, kind of locked in sooner rather than later. You need guys like that. You need guys who can kind of, bring teams together. You got so many times you have players who can tear a team apart, and just sort of break teams, the chemistry and the gelling. So those two guys together, I think is a good 1-2 tandem. So. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do tonight. That's why I'm actually excited to watch preseason, just because there's a lot of young guys I want to see play in those those primary positions that we would normally get to see in the regular season. Normally we have all these great starters, and you kind of go, I want to see how the starters play, and they don't in the regular season. It makes the regular season a little bit boring. But in this case, we have so few veterans returning. Every guy coming up is battling for a starting spot, so it's every game is pretty crucial from a just trying to make the team and get a spot. So it's pretty cool. It's very 2011, 2012-ish feel right now for the Seahawks. So hopefully it's not too long of a turnaround to get to the 2013 variety that got us to the Super Bowl. So we'll see how it goes. But we have one advantage on there, and we got Russell Wilson. You know, that guy's, you know, he's the glue to keep it all together. So yeah, I'm thrilled. What do you think about the Earl Thomas situation?
To be honest, I feel like, you know, we should neither extend him or just trade him, like what he said. To be honest, not, you know, he's probably gonna wait for this whole year and then try to leave or something. Kind of like the other guys, like the LOB kind of left one by one. Like some of them left, some of them got cut. You know.
Well, and the thing about the sitting out and just Earl Thomas can't sit out the entire season. I mean, the reality is, at a certain point, those game checks, when you get to the regular season, those are like hundreds of thousands, if not getting into the millions. When you're making that kind of money, you're getting up to the, you know, like close to $1 million per game or whatever. Maybe it's a little less than that, but I mean, it's getting up there. And I think he's making 8 or 9 this season, so you know, you kind of divide that. It's only $500,000, whatever. It's getting up there, but I don't think he doesn't want to miss out on that kind of money. So I think he's going to have to play. You know, we've seen that situation where Cam Chancellor held out the first 4 games of the, what was it, 2015 season, I believe, and it didn't work out for him. You know, he got paid later, but it didn't work out for him that season. So I hope it doesn't come down to that. I'd rather this all get resolved now. This sucks to have this whole holdout thing happening, but I understand why they feel they got to do it. You know, as a player, you know, you're trying to leverage you're trying to get that long-term guarantee while it's the only leverage you have to do so. And it's the whole non-guaranteed duration of the contract thing that is kind of what sucks. That they can cut a player any time, and it's only the guaranteed money that they get. So theoretically, the player really has no assurances that they're going to even be around, even though you have a contract in place. So it does suck. I understand why they do it, but hopefully they can get things worked out. I have a good feel as to how it is gonna work out. But I think he'll be eventually on the field. I just don't see him holding out for much beyond once we get into the regular season. But will he be a happy guy? I don't know. That's the big question. Will he be playing up to his potential? So.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What are your thoughts about Tedrick Thompson? I think.
Tedrick Thompson. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, I mean, I see a lot of those new guys, and they all kind of are similar in the same mode. Delano Hill, one of those guys where they show a lot of promise, but they're obviously not the same. Delano Hill is not a Cam Chancellor yet. Tedrick Thompson is not Earl Thomas yet, but they could be. They could rise up to that point, but you know, they're still kind of that prove it ground right now. So, but I like what we see, and you know, I need to see a little bit more because right now the defense as a whole is a concern to me right now. So, you know, it's I'm not feeling completely confident that we've got everything to basically be at the point that we need to be at. So, Earl Thomas would be nice to have back there, that's for sure. But business is business. At least we have
a lot of people are like happy about Chris Carson, but I'm more excited about Rashad Penny because I'm
excited about the both of them. I think the two of them back there is going to be pretty awesome because Chris Carson looked damn good, and Rashad Penny looks good as well. It's a good 1-2 combination.
Did you hear that some people already call Rashad Penny the next beast mode or something like that? There's like,
well, might be a little early for that for nicknames, but you know, first you got to stay on the field. You know, it always sucks when you start seeing any kind of injury that keeps you off the field, whether it be a knee, ankle, hamstring, or a broken finger. But you know, availability is one of the biggest abilities of all, they say. So I just want to see him back on the field, and I want to see Procise. You know, this is probably Procise's last chance to try to make this roster before they finally let him go. If he can't prove himself, he's gone. I think that's just a talent that is so unfortunately has been wasted on the bench. So I'm glad we have the depth because we're gonna. It looks like we might need it. You know, the way this running back core tends to go. But Chris Carson to me right now is the lead dog in this race. He looks really good to me. So we'll see how it goes tonight. I'm excited to watch them in game number 2.
Yeah.
But thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
All right. Take care and go Hawks. All righty. Let's see. Going on to a long time waiting. Let's go to Nicholas in Tacoma. Nicholas, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
What's happening? What's on your mind, Nicholas? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. What do you think of our Seahawks this year, the 2018 Seahawks? Any thoughts on this team so far?
Well, they already lost one game of the NFL preseason, but I hope they don't lose today's. Today is my uncle's birthday.
Well, don't sweat don't sweat his birthday, and don't sweat the losses. You don't even have to look at the losses or the scores. That really doesn't mean anything. You could lose all the preseason games, it doesn't matter. You can win all the preseason games, it doesn't matter. But you do want to look at what you got depth-wise, and that's what you want to pay attention to. And hopefully, more importantly than that, is you keep guys healthy and survive the preseason with minimal injuries. But yeah, what do you think of this? What do you think about this running back group that we've got? We spent quite a bit of time talking about the rookie Rashad Penny and Chris Carson. You got any thoughts on this running back crew? Who do you like in the backfield?
Well, what I actually have to say is, pretty much the Seahawks season for those running backs would probably have to be pretty good right now.
Well, they are looking pretty good. A couple of guys banged up, or Penny's banged up, but I'm excited to see CJ tonight. I think he can do some stuff. Show what he did when he did play back in against the Patriots. He had a great game a couple seasons ago, and yeah, he's pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they got. So real quick, give me a season prediction of what you think the Seahawks are going to do this year. What's the record going to be come December, end of the year?
Well, I think that when it comes close to the end of the year, my best guess would have to be, I know this might be pretty random, but I think the Seahawks season might be 14-2.
14-2? Whoa, okay. That's an optimistic prediction, to say the least. I think some people's heads just spun around and almost fell off just now, but I would love to see that. That would be a surprise even to myself.
I heard somebody talking.
That would be pretty awesome.
Oh, hold on. I'm actually talking on the phone with someone.
Okay.
Well, hey, it sounds like you might have to get to your uncle's birthday, so I'm going to let you run, Nicholas.
Actually, not yet. I just had to talk to someone.
Okay, all right.
I can stay on the line.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to get to some other callers, so I'll keep you on hold. You can listen in and keep listening in here, but before I let you go, any last thoughts you wanted to say about our Seahawks moving forward?
Not really, but just to let you know, I'm actually not really in Tacoma.
Oh, for some reason I had in my notes that you're from Tacoma. Where are you from?
I actually moved to Spanaway July of last year.
Oh, Spanaway. Okay, it's a little further past Tacoma, but all right, I got you. All right, Nicholas, I'll keep you on the line here for a little bit, but thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Go Hawks.
All right, I hope I'm talking to you soon.
You betcha. All right. All right, from the 858, let's see who we got here. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Who's this?
This is Max.
Max, where are you calling from?
I'm in Hawaii right now.
Oh, but you don't live out there. You're on vacation?
I do live out here.
Oh, you do live out here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, what's on your mind?
I just wanted to call and talk about, I think the Colts preseason game. First of all, I feel like the score doesn't really matter in preseason games. It's more about how the players perform.
I agree.
But I thought the rookies played really solid. I thought the first team offense, I see everyone being like, oh my gosh, the offensive line is solved. But honestly, I mean, it was just one drive against the Colts. But really, I feel that all we need is for the offensive line just to be league average. And that would be a huge improvement.
Mm-hmm.
For the running backs, I really like Chris Carson. I've liked him since we drafted him. I grew up in Oklahoma, and I'm a big OU and OSU fan, so I was really excited when we got him. And he just looks solid. I mean, he's been putting in work. You can see it. And so I'm really excited about him. Penny, too, being from San Diego, I got to catch some of his games. And I like him. I don't know. I'm excited. My hope is that we can have something a little bit like what they have in New Orleans with Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, where it's like a shared back.
I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
That would be really exciting. We haven't had a run game since Marshawn left, so I mean that's just really. I mean, I think for our team to be successful, the idea is to have a run game and play good defense. So.
Yeah. Well, we had a little bit of a run game, when after Beast Mode left, and then we had Thomas Rawls in. I thought he was going to be the guy. He up until when he got hurt, he was so good, and then he never quite recovered. And that's why I was a little hesitant waiting to see how Chris Carson was going to bounce back from his injury, and he looks good. He looks good coming back. So we'll see how it carries through, and if he can carry it on and and maintain. This start that he's got. It's only one preseason game, so it's not much to go off of. But I do believe Chris Carson. He seems to be the real deal. And this guy, remember, wasn't he a 7th round draft pick? He was like the last round of
draft pick
last year. Yeah, so this guy has proved himself for the minimum time he's had. He's been very good with the opportunities he's got. Now he's just got to stay on the field. So I think a 1-2 combination of him and Penny is going to be pretty amazing. So we'll see if it pans out.
When we first drafted him, I sent him a message on Instagram back when he only had like a couple thousand followers, and he actually sent me a message back. So,
really? Oh, that's cool.
And I sent him a message and I said, I know you're going to be a beast. I've been following your career, and so I'm really excited about him.
Nice. Yeah, well, that's cool. Hopefully you could stay humble, stay hungry, stay cool like that, and stay grounded. Be the kind of guy that answers fans' messages, and they go far. But I think it's a good start. Let's just hope they stay healthy for the remainder of the preseason, and then if the line keeps doing what they're doing, just keep feeding them. It's a great thing to watch.
Definitely.
So
I thought the rookies looked really good.
Yep.
Rasheem Green definitely stood out with 1.5 sacks, basically 2. But I thought, Shaquem Griffin, he looked good. He didn't. Everyone, I think I'm kind of almost annoyed that NFL every time he does something, they post about it, and I think he deserves more than that. I think he should just be treated like a normal football player because not have every single time. I don't know. He's a 5th round pick, and I think he should be, I think it's almost like they're babying him.
They're over celebrating his accomplishments because of the fact that he has this call it a disability, with one hand. On one hand, I kind of look at it and go, yeah, they're just making a mountain out of a molehill every time he does anything that's interesting. Like, oh wow, the guy with one hand did this thing, But he is just. If you take that away and just look at him as a player, he's doing some good things on his own. So, that's the main thing. It's just he just has to continue doing his play his position. He'll eventually work his way into it. It's just right now it's a lot of hype of our guy is basically just a special teams player. But NFL likes to celebrate those feel good stories. So it's just kind of what happens.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he will eventually work his way into a starting role. But I think everyone's kind of expecting him to come in and be a Pro Bowl player right off the bat. And it's like there's never been, a 5th round player who's had so much put on his shoulders before. So
that's a great story. I love it though. Just everything about it. The fact that he's got a brother here and all those things. I mean, I'm not gonna poo-poo a feel good story like that. And the best thing is just him continuing to prove it on the field. It's just
and I think
you got to keep doing it.
Yeah, everyone says. A lot of people say he's just going to be a special teams contributor. I really do think he can be a starter because, UCF last year went undefeated, beating both Auburn and Georgia, and he was clearly the best player on that team, if you ask me. So I think there's no reason, to say that he can't be a starter. I just think it shouldn't be, not everyone should be expecting him to do that right now. And maybe he can sit for a year and learn behind Bobby and KJ. And
yeah, it's a little pressure. He's a little too under the microscope for good reason, but he's still just another guy who's just trying to make his way in. But we'll see how he does. Hopefully he can handle the pressure well. He's made it up to this point and gone against a lot of odds against him. So I think it's pretty cool. So I just keep kind of doing the job, not do too much, but just do his job, and I think things will come his way eventually. So yeah, it's pretty cool. What's if you were to take a stab at the prediction of this season, what would you say the Seattle's record is going to be coming January 1st?
Right now, I honestly can't right now. If you told me they went, they got 6 wins, or if you told me they got 11 wins, I could believe both of those, There's so many factors. I think how Tedrick Thompson plays is a big deal because he's going to be – I think Earl's going to hold out for, the first part of the season. It doesn't make sense for him to hold out the entire season, so I think he will come back. But, if he comes back, I don't know if that's good for the locker room, the way he's feeling. So I think the Seahawks might try and trade him, even if it's, not an ideal trade for them. So I think right now I honestly think my guess is 9-7. That's my guess right now, or maybe 10-6.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that wouldn't be horrible. As long as they finish above 500, then we've got a chance. But I like 9-7. I like 10-6 better.
I think this is a playoff team.
Yeah, I think it could be. I myself am still evaluating things. That's why I haven't done my prediction video yet, because I'm still trying to decide what kind of team we're looking at here. But obviously a lot of wild card elements to it. But again, the fact that we got the quarterback in place with a couple of key guys on that side of the ball, I think that just gives us a very strong edge that will always be in games. And it's just not a question of can the defense hold up their share of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, good insight, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. One last thing, I want to say, watch out for Trey Flowers. He's another guy from Oklahoma State.
I liked how he looked in that first game. I liked what Flowers did in that first game.
He made mistakes, but at the end of the day, if he can, maybe not this year, but next year, become a starter, him and Shaquille, 2 really young corners, I like to look at that. So, yeah, I got to go, but I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you calling in. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next time. Go Hawks. All righty. Let's see. All right. Anthony D has been waiting a long time to get on here. Here's your moment, bro. Anthony, what's going on?
Noah, what's going on, my brother?
Nothing but the Seahawks, baby. It's all good.
Heck yeah, coming back around the corner.
That's right. How you been? School got out. You graduated last year. What's new in the life of Anthony D, my friend?
I don't know. It is super weird graduating this year.
Yeah, I mean, it must feel good to, you're moving on to a new chapter in your life. High school is all over for you. Moving on to the next stage. What's next up?
Well, my brother and I are trying to find jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing this DVR program thing that's going to help us find jobs.
All right. Well, hopefully, so the next time I ask you and say, what are you up to? You'll have a better answer than that. But so that'll be the next assignment, is you come up with something to report on for the next time I talk to you about it. So, what's your thoughts on the Seahawks? Which is, Seahawks, the words, the buzz around town is everywhere from rebuild year to we're going to the playoffs. What's your thoughts on our Seahawks?
Well, I want to start off with your video prediction, or Seahawks prediction.
Yeah. That prediction is not coming out for another 3 weeks, though.
Oh, there you are.
My prediction will come out in about 3 weeks. I got to work on that video, so I'm in the works of that yet. So I'm not going to make an official prediction until that video drops. But
yeah, I know. But my brother told me your prediction is around 6 wins and something losses.
No. I think I unofficially made a 10-6 prediction back when the schedule first came out. 10 wins, 6 losses, not 6 wins, 10 losses. So I made an unofficial prediction of 10-6 before. I think you got the digits transposed, my friend.
I see.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, my birthday's coming up next month. I'll be 20.
Ooh. All right. That's cool.
Oh, and that Seahawks game, my brother and I are going. It's on August 30th. Will I ever come and see you again?
Well, message me and let me know. Which game you're going to?
It's the Seahawks-Raiders game in Seattle.
Oh, you're talking about the last preseason game. Oh,
yeah.
So in about 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
We got Seahawks tickets as a graduation gift.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Well, yeah. Message me and we'll meet up before the game. I try to do that anytime I find out.
This is something funny.
People like yourselves who are coming to the games. I always try to meet up with you guys and do all that like we did at the Hawk Fest. Appreciate you guys coming out to that back in...
yeah, it was pretty fun.
Was that in June? In June. Yeah, that was a fun time, right?
What, Hawk Fest? No, that's on May.
Oh, was it May? Oh, it was May, yeah. I lost track of...
Yeah.
It's all a blur to me now. But yes, back in May, that was fun seeing you guys out there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
2 weeks. See it there. We'll be running into each other at the Raider game. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Oh, I sent you an email, by the way.
You sent, or are you going to send me one?
I sent you one. That was an hour ago.
Oh, I will look for. I haven't been checking my email, so I will check that out. All right, what else you got, man? What else you got to say about the Seahawks? Because we got fans on the line, fans in the chat who want to know and want to talk Seahawks. So what you got, Anthony, to wrap this call up? What you going to bring? What does Anthony D think about the Seattle Seahawks of 2018? Go.
2018 Seahawks. It's our house. Come on. Turn it up.
All right, I'll take that. Just bring that noise when you come to that Raider game, all right? All right. That's cool, man. Well, that'll be fun. I will see you in 2 weeks back here in Seattle.
Hopefully.
All right?
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. I asked my mom when I got my tickets if we go to Mizuki Buffet. I don't know if I got an answer yet. If we do, can you see if you can try to come over?
Mizuki Buffet, one of the best seafood buffets this side of the Olympics.
Because of your video, I'm obsessed with that buffet, dude.
Mizuki should be paying me royalties for that video I did. Because people like yourselves checking out that place, getting customers because of that little promotional video that I did for free. Anyway, we'll see, man. There's a possibility. It's not too far from my place. That's a possibility. All right, I'm gonna get to some other calls, dude. It's good to hear from you, though.
Well, I'm gonna go back inside because it's so hot in Yakima right now.
Oh, sure it is. What, like 95 out there?
It's supposed to be.
I don't know. I'm air conditioning here, so I'm kind of spoiled. But I know it's been hot as you know what.
There are wasps everywhere, dude.
No, I know. It's crazy. Global warming is a real thing, folks. Anyway, all right, dude. I gotta go because people are getting antsy in their pantsy out there, like David in Atlanta. People like that. Impatient.
Well, for those people getting antsy in their pantsies, see you guys later.
See you later, man. Go Hawks. Oh, Anthony D. Always fun to hear from good old Anthony. I see Rohan from San Francisco, a.k.a. R.O. Troll, waiting in the wings. I'm not going to go to him right now. I'm going to go to Cameron in Portland. Cameron, what's happening down there in Oregon? What's going on?
It's good. Good. How are you, Norb?
I'm doing okay. I'm going to turn you up here because you're a little muffled. What's happening? What's on your mind?
Yeah. Oh.
There you go.
I'm just excited for this game tonight. I think.
What are you excited about? What are you going to be looking at? Because obviously we don't really care about the score, but what are you going to be watching in this game?
I'm obviously going to be looking at the people we've drafted and stuff.
Yeah.
See how well they start. Obviously.
Yeah. Any particular player?
I know. I obviously understand like last So it was the first game for them. Of course, I know things are going to be a bit nervous for them because it's their first game in the professional league.
Yep.
So I'm honestly going to be looking. Who I'm going to be looking at? See who I'm going to be looking at. Team Griffin, obviously, because that's one guy who I wanted to get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was also looking at Rashad Penny as well.
Well, unfortunately, you won't see him till the regular season because of that finger injury.
Oh, did he get injured?
You know about that? Yeah, he had to go to somewhere in the Midwest, Minnesota or something, to get a surgery on his broken finger. So he will be out for the rest of the preseason, and he won't make another appearance until the Denver, hopefully the Broncos game to start the regular season off. So you're gonna have to come up with another person to watch. Rashad Penny will not be on the field tonight. How about throw another name out? How about CJ Procise? Go check out CJ Procise. Yeah, he's a guy worth looking at. He's not new, but he's kind of in a last chance to prove himself. Let's see CJ Procise do something.
In the past, Procise has been a good running back for the Seahawks. I've seen the way he's ran.
If you take away all his injuries,
with his movement.
Yeah, if you take away all his injuries, he's one of the greatest backs we've ever had. The problem is he's injured 95% of the time, which unfortunately sucks when that happens. Because it's no good to you as when he's sitting on the bench with wrist problems and broken this and strained that and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to see what he might be able to do in that regard. I'm glad about how we got Sebastian Janikowski as a kicker. That was I'm liking that move. I like that move. Wearing the Percy Harvin number. This big, bulky, thick guy wearing Percy Harvin's number, kicking field goals. I like the side of that. No, seriously,
we went from one of the worst kickers in the league to probably one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great kicker for the Raiders for a long time, and he's solid. I like the way he was kicking that football, especially on point afters. So I'm excited. about that.
He was great.
Yeah, kicking game is
great
fun.
With that.
Yeah, this is one of the few times with that rookie punter. I keep forgetting his name. The guy who's trying to take John Ryan's spot. The rookie. This is one of the few times where I'm actually looking forward to long punts because the guy can just boom the ball, and it's pretty too. It's like a Ray Guy spiral.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool to see. So I'm actually won't be disappointed to watch punts happen tonight because that guy can kick a beautiful ball. Like this ball right here.
When it comes to the regular season, I'm going to be worried about our receivers because, of course, we lost Jermaine Kurz and then last season, and then
Paul Richardson.
We only have we have Paul Richardson. We have Brandon Marshall. And at least we still have Baldwin though, which is good.
Yes, he's hurt too, so we're not going to see him till the regular season either.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
but that's okay. I see that as almost like keeping our secret weapons under wraps. Not showing all of our full potential.
Yeah.
Let kind of just keep some of those guys. A little undercover. So that's my rationale.
Hopefully, he's not injured for any one of the games I'm going to this season. Hopefully.
Now, which ones are you going to?
Most likely the Packers and Chiefs.
Packers and Chiefs. Okay, those will be good games. Actually, every game, there's practically no bad games on this schedule. Every team we play is going to be pretty tough. It's going to be a nasty schedule. Nasty schedule. A lot of playoff teams in the mix, former playoff teams in the mix, teams that are probably going to be vying for a playoff spot in the mix. It's going to be pretty tough. But, those are good ones. Kansas City and Packers, you say? Packers, that'll be good. Jimmy Graham returning in a Packers uniform. There could be some boobers on that one. But,
I'm not so happy about him in a Packers uniform.
What's that?
I'm not so happy with him in a Packers uniform. My friend is, though.
Yeah. If I was a Packer fan, I'd be very excited. That's a good move for them. I think he's going to do very well with Aaron Rodgers. In that kind of offense, it's kind of built for it. So, unfortunately, hopefully we can shut him down when he comes back here. But
Yeah.
Yep. Well, look me up. We could try to meet up over at CenturyLink during or before the games. It'll be fun.
All right.
Cameron, it's good hearing from you. Talk to you soon.
Yep.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Yes. What? This is my daughter, Vanessa. You probably have seen her before. Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, because that's...
You want to go for your friend's house? That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Say hi to all the people in YouTube land. Lucy. That's Vanessa's friend, Lucy. In a very bad frame rate. Okay. Yes, you can go.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye. All right. This is, live TV. There you go. What can I say? Okay. Got a few more unidentified callers here. Yes, he is an Aussie. Sorry, I got to go into the chat. Chuck Norris's pinky finger. Where do people get these names? He's an Aussie. Let's go to the 760. Yo, what's up? Who's this? And where are you calling from?
I'm from California.
And what's your name?
Eric.
Eric from what part of California? Northern or Southern Cal?
I'm south.
South. You from like LA?
No, it's in the Palm Desert area.
Oh, wow. Pretty hot down there, I imagine. So,
yep.
Are you a Seahawks fan?
Yep, I'm pretty big. My room full of it.
Oh, nice.
Well, I got Seahawks bed, Seahawks signs, hats, jersey.
Now you sound pretty young. Are you high school?
Yeah, I'm in high school.
Okay. And you've been a Seahawks fan for how long?
For like 5 years.
5 years, right around 2013 when they went to the Super Bowl. Okay.
Yep.
Well, so you've enjoyed pretty much as a Seahawks fan since 2013. You've been enjoying, the grand days of this iteration of the Seahawks, and now we're entering, first year with no playoffs. A lot of free agents leaving, a lot of veterans gone, LOB all but decimated. What's your feeling about this new look 2018 Seahawks from your standpoint?
I felt kind of sad how we're losing our players, and like how our team is gonna go really down now. I have other teams that other people are gonna be talking about, and we're gonna be forgotten because how our team is falling apart slowly. And how Rich Sherman left. Everybody kept on telling me about how Richard Sherman left and how the 49ers, because all my friends are 49er fans. And talk trash.
RO would be happy to hear that in the chat room. So you got a lot of 49er fans. I'm sure they must be annoying as hell right now because everybody in 49er Nation is just drinking the Jimmy Garoppolo Kool-Aid. And they've pretty much already in their minds won the Lombardi Trophy and haven't even played a regular season game yet, at least not one that that counts or mattered, unlike last season. But Garoppolo's, I give it to you. Jimmy Garoppolo is one of the best looking quarterbacks I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
I don't know how Patriots give him up.
That's they gave him up because the ownership. Because Robert Kraft made him give him up. I don't think Belichick wanted to give him up. If you believe in the conspiracy and behind the scenes, I think I don't think that was. I think that Belichick wanted to groom him to be the eventual replacement, and Tom Brady wasn't having any of that because he didn't want to look at the end yet. And I think that was one of those situations where Tom Brady said, no, get that guy out of here. I'm still playing. I'm going to play some 50, sucker. And Jimmy Garoppolo got shipped out to San Francisco, and that's kind of how it worked out. So at least that's what the insider stories all say. We'll see how much of that, if we'll ever find out if that's totally true or not. But yeah, so yeah, what do you think? Who are you most excited about? Since you talked about all the guys who are leaving, who are you most excited about in the 2018 Seahawks?
The Griffin family there. The cornerback and the linebacker.
The Griffin family, yeah. So yeah, that's a very good story. Yep.
Yeah. I was hearing about how he had too much attention about that. I saw him play. He did good, but not the best.
You talking about Shaquem?
Yeah.
Linebacker. Well, we were kind of talking about that, with because of his situation, his disability, that he gets kind of a lot more attention about what he does, because maybe what he does isn't that spectacular if you have both your hands, but when you have only one, they make a big deal out of it. I don't know. You know, it can be debated. It's a feel-good story either way, but, you know, it's all a matter of being the player you can be day in, day out. You know, the news, the headlines about that is only going to go so far, and after a while, you got to prove it. And then, you know, he's got to deliver. He's got to show them that he belongs in that field. And right now, he's showing that he's got a chance to be out there. So I see our resident 49er fan is bringing up the throwing popcorn at the injured players. I think he's talking about when the linebacker in the NFC Championship game got his knee bent really nastily. And then when they carted him off the field, there were some fans throwing popcorn at the player. Look, you know, I don't subscribe to any of that. I would never do something like that. And of course, out of 9,000 people in the stadium, there was probably like 2 idiots doing it. Just like at the Jacksonville Jaguars game last year, when you had some idiots throwing bottles at our ejected player. I mean, that's not cool. And actually, I'm glad they found those guys and they got rid of those guys. I think they banned them from the stadium or something like that. Deservedly so. Yeah. But, you know, you have a couple of bad apples who spoils it, makes the rest of us look bad. And I mean, that's not really cool. That's good. 49er fans in general, though, are as a group, can be very annoying, though. I'm just saying.
I was going to ask you a question about Shaquem Griffin. How you think he's going to get injured this year in any way? Because how he's playing the new division. Let's say that.
Shaquem Griffin, I'm concerned that he's going to get injured because he's playing in a new division. You're just being in the NFL, you mean?
Yeah, that's how I said, like that, you know.
Somebody asked me that too. Someone said, you know, because he has no hand, is he gonna? They think his arm looks more vulnerable, and I think it's kind of funny because really it's no different. I mean, he's got the left arm. He just doesn't have this part, but this gets hit the same way as anybody else's. So he's no less vulnerable than the other guy who gets hit in the forearm. He's going to get hit in the forearm. He just doesn't have a hand here. So, you know, I don't think he's any more susceptible. You know, I think the only difference is, you know, if there's a pass that he has to reach out and grab with 2 hands, you know, what does he do? You know, he just doesn't have that other hand. So he's got to one-handed Odell Beckham Jr. style and then use the club here to get it. But he's managed to get interceptions one way or the other. So, you know, it's...
The thing is that there's more accurate quarterbacks in NFL.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's going to be a tackling guy this year. Probably going to be.
He's a good tackler, and that's what's pretty cool, which I think is why he'll serve him well on special teams, because he does seem to be a very solid tackler.
The new Cam as a linebacker.
What's that?
The new Cam as a linebacker. Cam Chancellor. The new hitter in the team.
Oh, he could be the new Cam Chancellor. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he's not as big. I mean, the Cam Chancellor, I don't know if we'll ever see another guy of that instinct, that build, the size. He was tall, long, and powerful. Could cover tight ends. Makes me sad just to talk about it. But
remember the Gronkowski play? They double team.
The which play?
On Gronkowski. On the Patriots game. Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor.
Oh, where Earl Thomas crushed the chest of Gronkowski. You talking about that play?
I was screaming out loud, like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, that was a great play. That was Cam Chancellor with like on coverage on the tight end, and then he looked like he was going to peel off coverage, and then he turned around and got back enough time to knock the ball out, and then Thomas came in like a heat-seeking missile and just plowed his shoulder right into his chest, and knocked him out for a couple of games, if I'm not mistaken. Knocked him out for a while. Not that game, but knocked him out of future games for I can't remember how long. But yeah, that Thomas hit was he even talked about that. That was a nasty one. That's what I miss about these guys, about having Earl Thomas on that field. But anyway, yeah.
I know, I'm just kind of scared.
Yeah.
How he was talking about the Cowboys and everything. Like.
Oh yeah. That's everybody knows he's from Texas. You know, Texas has been a place that he grew up, went to college.
I want to get his jersey.
What's that?
I want to get his jersey, but now I feel like I don't want to anymore because he's in the league.
Well, this might be a good time to wait, because if you wait like 6 months, there's a good chance it's going to be 50% off. Or maybe it won't. Depends what happens. Yeah, this is the where you just wait. Wait to see what happens after the end of the season. And then you go get your Earl Thomas jersey, because it could be either really cheap or, it'll maintain its value. We'll find out by the end of this season.
Yep.
But anyway, thanks for the call, Eric. Appreciate it. Hope you stay cool down there in the Mojave Desert. Where did you say you were? Somewhere hot?
It's called Palm Desert.
Oh, Palm Desert. Okay. All right. I imagine it's hot down there. What's the temperature down there?
I think, I need to see, but I think it's around 110.
That's crazy. That's nuts. I assume you have air conditioning where you're calling me from right now, right?
Oh yeah, I'm in my room. I stay in the house all day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I don't feel that sorry for you. If you're 110 degrees out working the field somewhere, calling in, I'd really feel for you. But anyway, you stay cool down there, brother. And
all right.
Yeah, call in again sometime, and we'll talk more Seahawks. Hopefully, we'll have a better idea what this team looks like as we get ready for the 2018 campaign. All right, man. Take it easy. Go Hawks.
All right. Go Hawks.
All righty. Keeping this rolling. I see RO. I'm going to make you wait a little while because I know what time it is over there. I see you busy chatting it up. Atlanta is the top team in the NFC playing against a third-place schedule. I haven't said anything about the Niners being in the playoffs, but I will talk smack about Seattle's terrible offseason. Okay. Well, let's go to the 708. Who do we got here? Who's you're on with NorbCam. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hello, this is Michael. I'm from Illinois.
Michael from all the way in Illinois. What city in Illinois, Michael?
I live near Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois. All right. Are you a Seahawks fan, or are you like the Bears fan?
I am a Seahawks fan, but all of my family is are Bears fans.
How did you manage to turn out to be the only one with good judgment? What happened there?
When the Seahawks lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl, I was still mad because I believe in the Deflategate, and I hated the Patriots, so I felt bad for every team that the Patriots beat, and I just felt something for the Seahawks, and I really liked Russell Wilson, and I kind of liked their play style, so then I was a Seahawks fan.
Oh, wow. So since Super Bowl 49, so 2014, after that, I guess technically that's early 2015, you became a Seahawks fan. Oh, that's cool. So you're saying you weren't really a fan of any team until then?
I was kind of a Bears fan just because of my dad, but other than that, yeah, I wasn't really big on football.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's cool. It's always fun to hear stories about how people eventually become fans of a team. So you've been watching the Seahawks since 15, or at least a fan of the Seahawks. What do you think of this 2018 version of the Seahawks?
Honestly, I think I'm going to give them like a 10-6 or a 9-7 record. I really like the addition of Brandon Marshall on the team. I think he can do us good, but other than that, Wilson's still good. I think he may have the best year of it. I think he may have the best year of his career, but since we lost Sherman and Chancellor, I don't think we can do any better.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good assessment. What do you think of the rookies? Who will you be watching? Well, I don't even know. Are you getting the game where you're at? You probably can't even watch this game unless you got some kind of NFL ticket package or something. Are you going to be able to watch tonight's preseason game against the Chargers?
I'm gonna. I think it's on my TV, and if not, I'm gonna try and live broadcast it off YouTube somehow.
Okay, well, good luck with that. If not, you can always watch it with me. I won't be showing the plays, but we can talk about it live as it's happening. But what do you think? What are you excited about with this team? The new faces, a lot of them. Who are you looking forward to seeing on the field this tonight and in the future of this 2018 team?
Honestly, I didn't really follow the draft this year. I don't really know who we picked up. Didn't we pick up a decent running back?
Yes, we did. Rashad Penny out of San Diego.
Rashad Penny.
And
I remember I looked at a couple of his highlights. He seems pretty solid. I think he can do some business for us.
He's they haven't drafted a running back in a long time in the first round. So obviously they have a lot of faith in him, and from what I saw, he looked pretty good. I like Chris Carson a little bit better in the few plays that we had them in. But he did get injured, and he broke his finger. He had to get some surgery on that, but he should be back in time for the regular season. So apparently, according to the chat room, Daryl says that the NFL Network is televising the game. So if you have NFL Network, you might be able to watch it. So
I do. That's nice.
There we go. Okay, all right. So that's cool. You'll be able to watch that game down there. I don't know how hot it is. I remember we played some hot games down in San Diego. There was a time when I think it was like 118 degrees or something down in San Diego a few years ago, back I think in 2014 or something. Brutal game. But I don't know how hot it's going to be. It's going to be later, though. It's going to be 7 o'clock, so at least it'll be a little later part of the evening, probably take the heat off a little bit.
I'm so hyped for the Seahawks-Bears game later in the season, just because me and my dad are going to watch it.
You're going to go to it? You're going to the game?
I possibly may be going to. I'm trying to get tickets.
That would be cool. It's not very often Seattle goes to Chicago, so take advantage. I love Chicago. I've only been out there a couple times, and I think Chicago's a great city. At least from what I've seen and the times I've been there, I've enjoyed every bit of my visit. And I would love to go see a game in Chicago, but right now, London isn't the cards to see the Raiders. I'm not sure beyond that which away games I'm going to be going to, but that would have been fun to go see Chicago. But I hope you go there. That'd be pretty cool. Wear your Seahawk jersey and piss off all your Chicago Bear neighbors. Do you have a bunch of Seahawk gear?
I have a couple jerseys, one of Steven Hauschka, one of Russell Wilson. I have two Seahawks blankets. One I hung on my wall, one I use. Seahawks hats, Seahawks beanies, Seahawks drawstrings, I have a lot of Seahawks stuff.
Man, you must have to mail order a lot of stuff. I imagine they don't have it on the shelves over there in Chicago.
I found one thing on the shelves, and it was a Russell Wilson jersey, somehow.
Yeah. Otherwise, you got to get it all shipped to you, I imagine, right? Amazon Prime or something. That's cool. And so your family doesn't mind you being the black sheep in the family, so to speak?
They do a bit. I consider the black sheep of the family to be the Packers fans, though.
Oh yes, the Packer rivalry. It's going to be interesting how the NFC North plays out. I have a feeling the Packers are going to be back in there now that Aaron Rodgers is back to himself, and if he doesn't get injured again.
Jimmy Graham went to the Packers, right?
Yes, he did.
I honestly, I think for his career, it's better for him to go to a different team because he just wasn't working out too well in the Seahawks. So I'm kind of disappointed that we lost a great player and a lot of talent in him, but I hope his career goes pretty good in Green Bay.
I think he will flourish over there. But I will say, though, that as much as people are down on what the Jimmy Graham project or Jimmy Graham experiment, whatever you want to call it, turned out to be, he actually was a very productive receiver, especially in the end zone. He had a lot of touchdowns. I think he was the leading touchdown receiving tight end or receiver, led the scoring in that department. It's just he didn't do a heck of a lot outside of the end zone. He was great in the red zone and in the end zone, but between the 20s, he had his share of disappointments and drops and things like that, and I think that's what people kind of remember. But I think he's going to do well, unfortunately. Hopefully he doesn't do well when they play us here, but he can do well other times, but I hope he sucks when he comes back to Seattle. But Packers will be pretty tough.
Yeah, I remember that catch against I thought you were at this game, the Texans, when he got that game-winning catch. Oh, man.
I was at that game. Yes, that was one of the greatest games, just high-scoring affair, back and forth. And then I think he caught the game winner, and eventually Sherman got the game-sealing interception shortly after that. But that was a cool game. You had Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson dueling it out. That was one hell of a game. That was something else.
Yeah, no, I wish they had. Do they have another matchup this year or not?
Texans, no. Not unless we go to the Super Bowl. Seahawks, Texans, mark it down.
No one would go to that Super Bowl. Honestly, no.
I would, but it's. I know David in Atlanta's not hoping for that because he's got dreams and aspirations of a Atlanta Falcons hosting the Super Bowl in his house. I know, just like Vikings fans dreamed of the same thing. Unfortunately, the odds are not in your favor. Yeah, well, the Texans never had a shot at that point. But yeah, there's some teams that got close. Minnesota looked like they got close when they got that amazing miracle reception against the Saints in the divisional. Was it divisional?
The Arizona Cardinals played a Super Bowl in their stadium, but they lost, and it was against the Steelers.
Did they host their own?
I think they did. I'm not 100.
No. I don't think any team has ever hosted their own Super Bowl. It's never happened. I don't remember what stadium the Cardinals played in that. I remember that very memorable Super Bowl, Pittsburgh versus Arizona. But no, I do not believe it was in Arizona. I don't think it's ever happened. Somebody check me if I'm wrong, but it is never. The hosting city has never had their own team in the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, in their own stadium. I'm pretty sure.
Must have been something else kind of on that track. How do you think Brandon Marshall's going to do this year for the Seahawks?
I've tempered my expectations on Brandon Marshall. Obviously, he's a player who's been great. He's Hall of Fame quality material. He's obviously on the downside of his career, kind of in the twilight of it, but he can still play. He's still got that big body, and so he's one of those kind of like the Jimmy Graham role, where I think if you use him right and throw him the ball where nobody else can get it, I think he can still make plays. He doesn't have to be the speed burner or anything like that. He just needs to run, the routes that allows him to be the only guy who can make the catch, and then Wilson throws him those catches that only he can get, and I think he can be a good red zone threat, just like Jimmy Graham was. I'm hoping it'll work out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I didn't really see him get much touches, but Wilson's been praising him big time during training camp interviews, so I feel like he's got the potential to still bust out, and that's one of the guys I'm looking forward to watching tonight, just to see him get some looks, and I want to see him fight for the ball and just come down with it near the end zone, or maybe on some of those at the first down marker. So I'm hoping to see some Brandon Marshall. I hope he makes the team, but I hope he's contributing enough to justify him being on the team. But I hope he has enough gas in the tank. It'd be great to see them go far with Brandon Marshall riding along. It's odds are against it, but it could happen.
Yeah. My opinion on Brandon, I think he's kind of a quick pace kind of guy. And I think that the Seahawks have a quick pace kind of offense. I think he'll fit in great. I think he'll be one of our star receivers. Not as good as Baldwin because he is getting a bit old. His superstar years are over, but I think he can be like a really big help for the Seahawks, especially since we lost Curse and Richardson.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing we haven't had in a while is a big-bodied, tall receiver. Just not a true number one. And Brandon Marshall back in the day would have been that ideal number one kind of guy. We're just getting kind of the late version of the number one potential type of receiver. But he may not be number one quality, but he's got number one build. And if Russell can just get the connection going with him, I think there could be some really good things that would justify keeping him on the team. I'd like to see it happen for sure. So.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the call. And I hope you'll check in. We should check in before that Chicago Bears game.
Okay.
Talk beforehand and after, and hopefully Seahawks come away with the win out there. And the rest of your family will be very upset, but you would be the one happy person in your family. And I'll be there to celebrate with you a Seahawks victory over in the Windy City. That'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
So
maybe do one of those, do an Ask Norb thing like the day before, and I'll try and get on the line.
I plan to do so in anticipation, sort of like a post game of the previous game, and then I'll do one to kind of lead up into the game that's coming up. So definitely a anticipation pre-game NorbCam before that Chicago Bears game. Hopefully we're 1-0 at that point, and working on staying on top of the NFC West. It's going to be a tough schedule, but looking forward to that one. All right, Thanks, Michael. Talk soon. Go Hawks.
Thanks for having me on your channel.
You betcha. All righty, let's go to the 770. This isn't David by chance, is it?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
It is David.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I called from the house, man.
Okay, I didn't recognize the number. I was like, wait a minute, this area code looks familiar. I didn't recognize the number. Wow, we have the infamous, the salty, feisty David in Atlanta calling from 770. What's up, man?
No, well, first of all, man, it's been a while since we chatted, man. I hope you're doing good. I've been following your channel and stuff, and ready for some football.
Yeah.
In case you haven't seen in recent videos, I have an end zone ticket for Philadelphia, so I'll be going up there for the game week 1. I'll be up there with some people, so make sure you and your peeps and stuff check out the channel and the feed and watch some videos as I see the Super Bowl banner drop and look up at the stars and wonder what happened 2 years prior, but expect to win it this year, So I don't know, man. I don't know if you followed the Falcons during this offseason, but I don't think that people are giving Atlanta enough credit. I think these people are basing Atlanta on what they saw in 2016 and Sarkisian's play called blunders and not really paid attention to the people that we picked up. And people are automatically assuming the Saints are going to take the division 9 out of 10. And, the Falcons, if you watched the game yesterday, it's preseason, so just like you don't really play too much into preseason, but you still want to win, but you want your players to be healthy, but you do want to see execution. And we played against starters for the Chiefs for the half, and our starters balled. Really looked good. Coleman looked good. And Freeman and Julio didn't even play, and the defense came up, I just think people are underestimating what the Falcons are capable of doing, and I firmly believe that it's my year to get what I lost 2 years ago and win the Super Bowl, man. I really do. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I have not kept up as much as I have wanted to, even on my own side of the football of my beloved Seahawks. It's just been that kind of a summer. But from a distance, I've been keeping up with all the. You've been a busy man posting, my friend. But I did see about getting that ticket. I'm glad you got the ticket to and the means to get up to that game.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, before you go on, make sure you sub up. These are actual sports, legitimate podcasters and shows. The Sports Fury, I know you know about them. I believe you do know about the Sports Fury, don't you?
Oh yeah, I did a thing with those guys when we talked about the NFC West.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because I did a couple of videos.
I saw you were on there too.
Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, Spencer of Rover Sports. He's actually the guy who got me the ticket at the end zone. He's up in Philadelphia, and Jazzy TV. He's a Bengals fan. They all do sports. Make sure you check them out. But I don't know. The opportunity to go up there to Philly, man, was pure random. And I'm just excited because I know what this team is capable of doing. And for your Seattle Seahawks, I don't think people are giving you guys enough credit. Let's go on record, man. The Seahawks are not the same team that they were when they were doing their run.
Oh, sure.
But with that said, I was telling PCG this. You guys really don't have a tough schedule. You still got some pieces, and you really only have one team in that division. That is the Rams. So if you could hold your own on the schedule, I think you're way better than Arizona. I think you're definitely better than San Francisco. I think Sherman and company over there aren't as good as they think they are because you can't base something on 5 games. You got to see a lot. They're still young. But you guys hold your own against your schedule and maybe split with the Rams. I think there's a legitimate chance the Seahawks can make the playoffs by winning the division. I don't think it's too far out of the possibility of that to happen.
Well, it's one of those things where that line is a razor's edge where you can go 11-5 and 5-11. It could, as you know, it's just it could be one play, one kick, one missed kick, etc. that changes the scope of the entire season. But I agree with you on all those points and how the NFC falls into place. That the Rams obviously clearly kind of the favorite, with the rest of the teams kind of jockeying for their roles, and I believe Seattle's got a chance to stay ahead of both the 49ers and the Cardinals. But I disagree. Yeah. I think this is a tough schedule. Let me just rattle through the schedule real quick. So at Denver, at Chicago, then we're home against Dallas, and then we're at Arizona, home against the Rams. Then we go to London for Oakland. We're at Detroit, home for the Chargers, back at the Rams, home for Green Bay, at the Panthers, home for San Francisco, home for the Vikings, at San Francisco, home for the Chiefs, home for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
that's not
we
a
got
cake.
some tough teams on there, but something just tells me, Norb, that I think you guys are set to play well. As long as you got Russell Wilson up there and you got Pete Carroll up there, and you still, despite losing some pieces, you still got a pretty formidable defense. I think Earl Thomas is actually being boneheaded. I don't know what his deal is or whatever, but something just tells me I think that the Seahawks still have a legitimate shot in that division. Maybe it's because the unprovenness of the 49ers still in their second year with that bum Kyle Shanahan, or the Arizona Cardinals, the fact that they can't win. At period they look totally lost. And the Rams, 1 year. I mean, 1 year does not make a consistent winning team, even though they got some really good talent over there. I just think that, I don't know, it's called a gut feeling, man. Call it a gut feeling.
Yeah. Well, I hope your gut feeling is right, and I would love the opportunity to face you guys again. We're not facing each other in the regular season, which means the only way we're going to face each other is going to be in the playoffs somewhere. Yeah. And
do you really want to? Do you really want to play Atlanta again in the playoffs, sir?
Look, this is. At this point, I just want to be. At this point, I just want to be in the playoffs. So my point is, if you're hoping to be in the Super Bowl at home, and I want to be in the playoffs, then somewhere along the line we're going to have to run into each other. So that means good things are happening. I always bring that up. Is that it may not be the matchup I want. I'm not saying it's not for sure because we have to see how the teams play out. But obviously you guys kind of Well,
I can see that happening. I mean, I realistically could, because depending on how the Seahawks make it, the division or not, I think coming out of the West, I don't know. I think the division winner. I mean, the division winner sometimes does play in the wild card round. Has that not happened before?
It's happened before.
I'm not quite sure. I think that has happened before.
I mean,
I think if you have to play 3 games,
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, I think to go to your point, I think if you're talking about this, were you bringing up the wild card team that's gone to the Super Bowl? Is that what you were talking about? The Steelers that beat my beloved Seahawks in 2005. The Steelers were a wild card team that ended up winning the Super Bowl. So that was one of the few times it's actually happened.
The reason behind that is I think Seattle's gonna. I mean, obviously, I don't know if y'all are good enough to get a top seed, which means you might have to go on the road to Philly or on the road to Atlanta or Minnesota or something like that. But I think that, if y'all could get 1 or 2 home games in the playoffs, I think it's highly possible. Divisional and wild card and divisional game. I think that's pretty realistic for you guys. But I think you guys have a good chance to do something up there in the Pacific Northwest and stuff. But what do you think about the Falcons? Do you? I honestly believe Atlanta's set to win the Super Bowl. I told you that a couple years ago. I told you when we lost on that the day after 2016 that I felt Atlanta was capable and built to win. I know I told you that, and I still feel that way. So so what are your thoughts?
Well, you guys kind of solved one of the biggest off-season issues that you had to resolve, which was, you had to get Julio Jones taken care of, and you guys found a way to make it work. You got Matt Ryan locked up to his deal, and that's a proven combination right there. So to me, that's like Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin. It's like, you got certain guys that you want to keep in the core of things. Now, what I don't know is how much you lost on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not sure on the other pieces, the less visible pieces, but I mean that was a big deal to get done. And I mean, somebody asked me who do I see as the stronger teams coming out of the NFC, and I think I listed Atlanta as one of the top, maybe I don't know if it's top 3, but definitely the top 5 of teams I see likely, being finishing out on the top. So I definitely feel like their window hasn't closed yet.
All I know is that Norb, you waited a long time for Seattle to win a Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles fans waited a long time to see their team win a Super Bowl. Good people deserve to be rewarded to see their team win a Super Bowl, and I'm long overdue. So I figure this right now is the best opportunity that we've had since 2016, and considering everything, we still almost made the title game last year, and there's hope here that Sarkisian's going to get his play calling right. I like the way that we played in the first half against the Chiefs. Everything was clicking. So we'll see what happens. But just like I said, week 1 I'll be in Philadelphia. There are going to be some video makers that are going to be on there. Desert Eagle, EDP's possibly making the trip, and E-Rock, and a couple other guys, man. So I hope you could kind of pay attention to that. You know, I hope to do maybe a show with you before the season starts, and who knows what the end will bring, man. So I wish you all the best, man. Norb, I always keep following you up, man, and I'm glad you're doing good. And let's get this football season going, shall we?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I think it's hilarious that you and I are talking about playoff scenarios week 2 into the preseason. I think it's pretty freaking hilarious.
Well, the reason why is think about it, Norb. You know, the Patriots come in every year and are talking playoffs during the preseason, and a couple other teams on a consistent basis. And if you know your team is good enough, unless you have some serious trouble, you know, Atlanta should be mentioned in the playoffs, you know, every year, as long as they got the core of the players that they have. And the Seattle Seahawks have shown recent history of being in the playoffs, and they're still very formidable. So, be realistic with yourself.
They should have been. They should have been in the playoffs last year. They didn't make it in the playoffs last year. They should have been if they had a semi-decent kicker. They would have been in the playoffs, and who knows what would have happened after that point. But that season aside, yeah, we've been one of the few teams that have been able to be there consistently.
Exactly.
And so, I joke just because what I love about this time of the year is that every team, whether you're the 49ers, whether you're the fan of the Cardinals or the Bears, everybody has a chance. This could be our year, and I think it's great how everybody just there.
Well, except for the Browns, except for the Browns and Jets, and I think the 49er fans are going to get a hard slap of reality, and I think the Eagles might get a reality check, although they are really good. You know, they are the defending champs, and you know, so we'll see what happens. But I got to go, man. But I will hit you up. I'll be following your channel some more, and I'll pop in on some of these streams, man.
All right, man. Well, thanks, and now that I'm kind of getting back into things, I'll definitely be hitting you up and checking out more of your videos and stuff.
Please do. Cool. Let me give a shout out to everybody in the 12th, you know, who welcomes me all the time in the chat and remembers me. I do appreciate it, guys. You got an excellent fan base, a very respectful fan base, and we'll see what happens this season.
All right. All right, David, good luck. I'm glad you're making the trip. And, we'll connect, obviously, during the rest of the season and see how our teams do.
Yes, sir. All right. Enjoy the game tonight, sir.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Talk to you later, man. Go Hawks. I will say that. All right. Well, that's it. I've cleared the phone queue, and it only took me 2 hours. My God, has it been that long? I've been going for 2 hours. Holy cow. And you guys are still sticking around. What is wrong with you people? Actually, no, I appreciate it. Guys like Daryl hanging in there, Jeffrey Woods, King Cartman, Anthony D still around. But anyway, I appreciate you guys coming out here and watching. It's nice to know you guys are still around, even though I haven't been much, but I will be much more often now that the season is coming around. So. But I think it's time to wrap this up. Time to do a few things, and then we start playing in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I'm going to be back live again twice in a day. It's going to be fun. So if you guys want to jump on and watch the game with me, I will be live streaming here on YouTube at 7 o'clock around kickoff. And let's see what this team can do. But other than that, please remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that notification bell down below so you'll be alerted every time I come out with a new video. And thanks for watching. And thanks for sticking out for however long you've been hanging in here. So it's been fun. Can't wait to talk more Seahawks and NFL as this season progresses through. And let's do it. Go Hawks.